Yo, what's going on, everybody? B Woody here, back to welcome you to another episode of Sports from the Cave, man. The show that gives you a whole lot of sports and a few tips along the way, man. I appreciate y'all coming back to hang out with me. We got a great lineup for you today. I got some news out of the NFL that you may have missed. And on top of that, you know we got to get into that Super Bowl 59 spanking. Lord have mercy. There's no way in the world I could have predicted that. Don't get me wrong. I knew the Eagles had a good team. I knew they had a great chance to win, but there is no way possible that if you told me it was going to be like that, I'd have been like, bro, you're lying. Ain't no way. Ain't no way, man. So, yeah, we got all of that. And don't forget, at the end, I'm going to give y'all my tip for the day, man. So stay tuned for that. But let's get it rolling. All right, y'all. So to kick it off, I got some news for y'all that you may have missed. You know what I'm saying? I got a 9 to 5 just like most of y'all out there. And maybe I missed my alerts or, you know what I'm saying? Maybe you ain't had time to watch ESPN in the morning like I like to do. So I'm going to take it upon myself in this first segment to get you caught up. All right. So up first, Adam Schefter reporting that Aaron Rodgers will most likely not return to the Jets, man. I got a lot of thoughts on this one, but I'm going to keep it short. It just didn't work out, bro. It just didn't work out. Man, it was a lot of hype, man. That was the most hype the Jets have had in a long time 2 years ago, man. And all of it came down to one Achilles, bro. Tore up all our hopes and dreams, man. Achilles tore, and boy, my hopes and dreams tore right with it, bro. Like, it really did, man. But it just didn't work out, man. So now the Jets are deciding to move on. And to be real, until I hear Aaron Rodgers say it, I mean, there's still a chance because, you know, he'll get on Pat McAfee and be like, I didn't say none of that. And you know what I'm saying? I don't talk to Adam Schefter. He'll get on there and say all that. So until I hear him say it, I'll just go with what they say for now. But yeah, it looked like the team don't want him back. New coach Aaron Glenn, new GM. I can't pronounce the dude's name, so I ain't gonna mess his name up. But I think they call him Moog. Yeah, man, those two, I guess they got together and decided that Aaron Rodgers wasn't the way to go. What we do from here, no clue. No idea, bro. I mean, we got Jordan Travis, who was out of Florida State. He tore up his leg a couple years ago. And he's still on the roster, man. I'll be excited to see what he has because he was pretty good in college. I mean, Justin Fields will be out there. Russell Wilson is out there, which I'm not a big fan of doing that one either. That's like doing Aaron Rodgers all over again, just being real. Justin Fields, I wouldn't mind just to see what he got. You know, if somebody could develop him, I think Justin Fields could be really good. I mean, other than that, we got a top 10 draft pick, but it's not really quarterback heavy in this draft. Only guy that I can think we maybe would be able to get our hands on would be Jackson Dart, gunslinger out of Ole Miss. Got a huge arm, can make a lot of the throws. Was down there with Lane Kiffin, and they had a good relationship, and he was pretty good. So we'll see, man. But as it stands right now, like I said in the video I made a couple weeks ago, I don't care, bro. I don't care. I'm tired of getting my hopes up with the Jets. So we'll see what we see. Just being real. Next up, man, we got Deebo Samuel. You might have missed this one too. Deebo Samuel got permission to seek a trade from the San Francisco 49ers, which is pretty big news, man, because Deebo's a big part of what they do. He's a gadget guy for sure. To me, he's not a true number one, like line up on the outside and go up against the best corner. He's not a true number one, man. He's a great slot guy. They put him in the backfield, let him run the ball every once in a while. You know what I'm saying? He's running a lot of the reverses and stuff like that. So I don't know where he goes, man. There was a video out. He was talking about the Broncos, Bo Nix. He was talking about how they could be special. Maybe he ends up out there. I wouldn't mind that move. I wouldn't mind that move. He definitely adds to what they have. But we'll see, man. Maybe some of these contenders will reach out. Who knows? Who knows? I mean, he is up for a contract. He's at the in the last year, about 4-year extension, I think it was. And they finally got to pay the quarterback now. No more free rides. So maybe that money goes towards that. But we'll see. We'll see with Deebo, man. Definitely. So now that we got the news that you may have missed this week out the way, let's get to the main thing, man. So Super Bowl 59 wasn't really a game at all. Like I said earlier, man, there's no way I could have called that. I had picked Kansas City to win. Like I said, I knew the Eagles were good. But, you know, Kansas City all season, man, they just been finding ways to win. I think they had 12 one-score games. So, I mean, they were a good team, man. So, for them to go in and, man, just get mopped like that, it was crazy. I mean, Pat didn't have a good game at all. He threw 2 interceptions. One of them was returned for a touchdown by Cooper DeJean. Shout out Cooper DeJean, man. You win the Super Bowl, you take a pick back on your birthday, man. That's crazy. What a birthday, dog. Like, That's a dream for a football player. So shout out Cooper DeJean. But yeah, he threw that interception to him. Then he threw another one on the own 14-yard line. That turned into 14 points, man. Travis Kelce, his legs looked heavy the whole time. He couldn't get no separation. Like Pat throwing the ball a couple times and they missed each other. They weren't on the same page. Pat had happy feet in the pocket. I mean, it was crazy to watch. Like, because for so long we seen Kansas City just be the superhero, man, and like for once they looked human. They looked human, man. Like we see Patrick Mahomes save the day all the time. Like I haven't seen him play that bad. I just haven't, man. I haven't seen Travis Kelce play that bad. And Kelce, man, maybe it's just I think it's age, man. I think it's age. I think after a while you just don't have it no more, bro. And maybe that was a sign. And I hate to say that because Travis Kelce might arguably be the best tight end of all time, but it all comes to an end at one day, man. It does. And I mean, they one of my keys for them to win, and I had made a video, but I didn't post it. Or I had made another episode and I didn't post it. But one of my keys for Kansas City to win was they had to stop Saquon Barkley. And they did that, man. He had 25 carries for 57 yards, I think it was. So they bottled him up pretty good. They did, but man, the Eagles like a machine. There was no team in the NFL that was going to beat the Eagles on Sunday. The Eagles were the best team. They just really were. One of the keys that I had for the Eagles was they had to get Patrick Mahomes on the ground. And boy, did they do that. Man, they sacked that man 6 times. Like, it was crazy because, like, every time that you thought that he was going to break out the pocket like you normally do. And, they like to play that backyard football style, man. They collapsed that pocket. They had linemen in his lap. Like, they was coming from everywhere. Like, it reminded me of when they played Tampa Bay a couple years ago. And at the time, their offensive line was hurt. Pat, his ankle was hurt and all of that stuff. But it reminded me of that. Like, he had nowhere to go. Like, the ends were shooting up the field. The defensive ends were shooting up the field, like meeting him at his drop back point. And as soon as he stepped up, it's like they just collapsed everything, bro. It was crazy. Like, shout out to Vic Fangio, man. Vic Fangio called a crazy game. Like, that plan he had everybody on the same page. And, man, like, them dudes, they executed to perfection, bro. That defense, that was wild. Like, the secondary didn't even have to do anything. I didn't hear Darius Slay name called. Only time I heard Cooper DeJean was when he got the pick. I didn't even hear from the secondary at all because they didn't have to do anything, man. It was wild. It was really wild. That defensive line, they was rotating guys in like they was always fresh. It was dudes getting sacked. I didn't even know who the dudes were. Like, cause you know Jalen Carter and Sweat and what I'm saying? You know all them dudes, but like Jordan Davis. But man, even they second string was getting sacked. So it was crazy, man. It was crazy to see. Like, excellent work, Vic Fangio. And one of my other keys that I had written down was Jalen Hurts had to have a big game, man. And I said that, it wasn't quarterback versus quarterback, but Jalen Hurts had to recognize who was on that other side of the field. And he had to step up. And boy, did he ever. He definitely did, man. I think he had 221 yards passing, 71 yards rushing, 2 passing touchdowns, 1 rushing touchdown, and a pick. And to be real, until I went back and looked at the stats, I didn't even remember the pick he played so well. Like, sometimes dudes, make a mistake and they get down on themselves. Jalen Hurts, nope. Bro never get too high, never get too low. I didn't even know he was happy to win the Super Bowl, bro. I didn't even know. Like, he was on the stage with the straightest face ever, bro. And then people asking him questions, he's like, it's still sinking in. How long is it going to take to sink in, dog? Like, you a Super Bowl champ, bro. This straight face the entire time, bro. I'm like, dog ain't happy at all. Like, he about to get back to work tonight. Like, bro, it was crazy, man. But like, he had a heck of a game, man. Heck of a game, bro. I mean, this is the second time he done outplayed Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl, man. And if you think about it, I mean, Joe Burrow has a win in the playoffs over Patrick Mahomes, which took them to the Super Bowl. But none of these younger quarterbacks, Jalen Hurts is the only one of these new regime of quarterbacks. And by that, I mean Jalen Hurts, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow. Like, he's the only one that has beat Mahomes in the Super Bowl and outplayed him twice. So shout out to Jalen Hurts, man. Like, honestly, even if you look at that other Super Bowl, like it was close and it came down to that passing or that holding call. But Jalen Hurts, he's a gamer. He's always been like that too. If you look at when he was in Alabama, if you look at when he was in Oklahoma, like he's a gamer, man. When the big lights are on, Jalen Hurts show up every time. Every time, man. So shout out to Jalen Hurts, man. Amazing game. Amazing game. And I mean, going forward, we don't know what's gonna happen to Travis Kelce. You know, Pat's gonna be Pat. I'm not worried about Pat, man. But they gotta get a number one guy. Because I mean, Xavier Worthy, he turned out he's a good player, don't get me wrong, but like you want to work him in your slot so he can get two-way goals, and you know what I'm saying? You want to work him against the nickel so you know he can make those plays on the inside. They got to get a number one guy out there. And I thought D Hop could be that dude. Juju Smith-Schuster, he's not that guy. D Hop is getting older though, man. D Hop been in the league for a long time, so they got to find a guy that they can line up on the outside and go to, like a AJ Brown. You know what I mean? Like shout out to AJ Brown too. AJ Brown had a good game, man. They was pushing the ball up the field to him. He had one play where he's wide open, scored for a touchdown. Like he balled out, man. So you got to find your number one guy so you can get a tandem like an AJ Brown and Devontae Smith if you're the Chiefs. You know what I'm saying? Because you can pair a guy with Xavier Worthy. I think you can make that offense more explosive, and you could take some of the pressure off of Pat, man. Because like he's having to play that backyard football because nobody's releasing and getting off of the block or getting off of the press man. You know what I mean? And that's just how it is, man. You got to get a guy that you can put on the outside so you can make your offense more effective for sure, man. So we'll see what they do in the offseason. They could definitely use some defensive help, and Myles Garrett is floating out there too. I'm just saying, do they go after Myles Garrett, who wants to be traded from Cleveland? I don't know. I don't know, man. Y'all know the rich get richer, bro. You know how this goes. The rich get richer, man. Nobody want to go to the Jets. And that's my team, and I hate to say it. Nobody want to go there, bro. Like, if you ain't winning, dudes ain't trying to get traded out there, man. That's where dreams go to die, unfortunately, man. And I hate to talk about that or talk like that against my team, but let's just be real, man. Dudes want to go to contenders. Dudes want to go play with the best quarterback that we may have ever seen, bro. So, you know, you never know. The rich get richer, man. So we'll see what moves they make in the offseason in order to get better. But they got humbled. They got a big slice of humble pie for sure, man. And even with Pat, let's talking about Pat, you know, everybody was talking about the GOAT conversation between him and Tom Brady and all of that stuff. And I heard Stephen A and Shannon Sharp first take, and they was talking about how the GOAT conversation is over now. We gotta wait and all of that stuff. I mean, I my opinion on that, Pat is young still. He got a lot more football left to play. If you remember, Tom Brady won 3 Super Bowls, and then it was a 10-year gap before he won another Super Bowl. So after that 10 years, he went and won 4 more. 3 of them was with the Patriots, 1 more with Tampa Bay. So Pat is young, man. He got a lot more football left to play. So, I mean, the GOAT conversation was a little premature because when you look at it, he's the best quarterback we've ever seen play football. I got to give him that for sure, no matter what. But I don't know if you equate it to rings. I don't like, but there's a lot that goes into it. Super Bowl MVPs of the regular season. There's a lot. The stats, like there's a lot that goes into it. And I do think the GOAT conversation may have been a little premature only because of what we see Pat do. And do I think Pat can get 7 Super Bowls? If anybody can, Patrick Mahomes can for sure. But you know what I'm saying? Let's just take the pressure off him just a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Let them regroup. And I really want to see what they do, you know, after, you know, some of these guys, especially Travis Kelce, which is, you know, that's his main guy. I want to see what they do after that, man. But Pat, he can put him on his back for sure. For sure. He can definitely put him on his back. So I'm not worried about Pat, man. He's going to be fine. And he'll definitely be in that GOAT conversation at the end of his career, man. But I ain't going to lie. If they had a three-peat, Pat he might have took the spot, man. Because a three-peat, that is extremely hard to do, bro. And maybe that pressure got to them. Maybe the pressure got to him, man. Maybe it was the pressure of, you know, this has never been done. We trying to make history and all of that stuff. That can get to your head, man. That can get to your head for sure. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, now Pat gets to go home, be with his family. You know, he got a young baby. that they just had. So shout out to him. Pat is a dad. Yeah, I'm wearing a Dad Gang hat. And you can get 15% off of these hats, man, and the shirts that Dad Gang is selling now. If you click the link in my description, man, 15% off your purchase, man. Go get you a Dad Gang hat. Quality stuff, man. If you're a father out there and you doing the right thing by your family, you deserve to be celebrated. Ladies, get your man a Dad Gang hat. Get him a hat, man. He'll love it, I promise. Dad Gang, man. Go shop and click the link in my description and get 15% off. All right, y'all. So now that we got everything that I wanted to talk about out the way, I'm going to leave y'all with my super fan tip of the day, all right? So here we go. We all know the Super Bowl is extremely expensive, bro. I've always wanted to go to the Super Bowl, and hopefully, I can make it to the Super Bowl. Maybe even when the Jets make the Super Bowl before I die, maybe, okay? But I've always wanted to go to the Super Bowl, and I can't afford it. I'm a regular person. I can't afford it. That's why LeBron and all of them be up there in the booth and all of that stuff, because normal people like us can't afford the Super Bowl. But what you can afford is the Super Bowl opening night event, man. I went to this 2 Super Bowls ago now when they was in Vegas. And, man, I had the time of my life, bro. Like, I had never even heard of it, to be honest. And my wife looked it up because we were around my birthday, we were in Vegas, and the Super Bowl was that week. And we decided to go. The tickets were $20. $20. You get there early. You can sit wherever you want to sit. So get there early so you can get a front row seat. They have the teams come out at different times. They had the teams come out together, and then they have the teams come out at different times and do all the interviews and stuff. It is dope. It is dope. And they even have like performances, and they have all this stuff leading up to it and all of that stuff, bro. So if you ever want to get near the Super Bowl's in your city, that your team is in the Super Bowl, but you can't actually go to the Super Bowl, go to the opening night events, bro. I promise you, you will not be disappointed. All right? Super Bowl opening night. Remember, I told you that, all right? Now, before I close out, all you Philly fans out there, I know you need gear to go to the parade and all of that stuff. Go to fanatics.com and get your gear, man. That's where I get all of my stuff. I got T-shirts, hats, all of that stuff, man. I'm going to leave a link in the description for that as well. Click my link in the description. Get your Philly stuff. You can get the hats that they had on the field. You can get the shirts that they wore on the field. Get your Philadelphia gear from Fanatics, man. You won't be disappointed with that either, I promise. All right. So though, I actually left y'all with 2 tips, man. So you know what I'm saying? I'm feeling very generous today. So yeah, man. I appreciate y'all coming back to hang out with me, man. It's all love. I enjoyed doing this, man. Appreciate all of y'all support, man. So as always, thank y'all for hanging out with me. We out.